Path of Empowerment, Pleiadian Wisdom for a World in Chaos, by Barbara Marciniak. Chapter 8, Probable Choice. Human consciousness is blossoming and maturing with great momentum these days, and the bustling commerce in the trade of information appears to be stimulating more and more people to wake up to the realization that a massive unraveling of reality is rippling across the globe. People are now able to grasp new ideas very quickly. Ideas and concepts that at one time may have taken months, years, or even an entire lifetime to accept and integrate. Potent cosmic energies are responsible for the tremendous changes in every arena of life. And as traditional beliefs and expectations continue to crack and crumble like the old stale bread that they are, the ability to quickly grasp new interpretations of life is crucial for navigating the swiftly churning currents of a world seemingly in a rapid race toward chaos. The pressure to change is even greater than you can imagine. This cosmic nanosecond in the annals of time is hosting a massive transformation of consciousness that catalyzes the spiritualization of matter and restores awareness of your multidimensional existence. The awakening of consciousness is being cast to the forefront of your own life because you are here at this time to learn how to manage energy. Will you overcome the program of fear as a qualifier of your experience? Will you pursue the quest of transformation by trusting yourself and your intuition? You are being called upon to think for yourself, to believe in yourself, and to consciously create a peaceful and sustainable version of reality by accepting complete responsibility and accountability for your life. This cosmic nanosecond is especially important because, as everything continues to accelerate, monumental changes will transpire, and your beliefs about reality, and the very nature of reality itself, can be altered in the twinkling of an eye. The collective mass consciousness of humanity is profoundly affected by the restless stirrings of new levels of awareness that are coming to life across the globe. Impetus is building as people steadily emerge from various stages of deep denial due to the accelerated energy that is changing at supersonic speed the consciousness of Earth and all her inhabitants. Like 8 billion Rip Van Winkles suddenly coming back to life, many people are waking up in a very different reality than the one in which they dozed off. The ever-increasing influx of cosmic energy shakes up everything at the subatomic level, nudging humanity to recognize and grow beyond the dysfunctional patterns that separate world society into factions thriving on discord and disagreement. These 52 years of accelerating energy involve a huge transformation of consciousness that will collectively clear perceptual limitations and expand your perspective, essentially freeing humanity from a state of bondage that is, as yet, largely unrecognized. The quickening of energy you are receiving from new areas of space that your solar system encounters, the photon belt, is literally blowing your paradigms wide open, triggering a huge leap in your ability to select probabilities that support, sustain, and value all life on Earth and beyond. This passage is generating new flurries of solar flares and coronal mass ejections that hurl through space, riding the solar wind with massive, unprecedented bursts of cosmic radiation, and quicken every subatomic particle of your body. These super intense and totally safe transmissions from the sun completely rearrange your consciousness on subtle levels of reality by tuning your perceptions and enhancing your senses, especially if you've been working to become more spiritually and psychically aware and dealing with your shadow ego. Enormous changes are occurring on Earth, as well as within and beyond your solar system. Your sun is displaying increasingly high levels of solar storm and electrical activity, as well as a distinct increase in brightness and sizably stronger magnetic field. An increase in brightness can also be seen on the planets and their moons, some of which are now appearing to be glowing. Scientists and astronomers have noted magnetic pole shifts, huge changes in atmospheric pressures and temperatures, and unusual fluctuations in magnetic fields throughout the planets of the entire solar system. The steady increase of celestial activity by way of comets, meteors, and asteroids is also an obvious sign that something very big is occurring. Yet most people are so wrapped up with their day-to-day egoic diversions and distractions that they barely acknowledge the significance of these all-important celestial changes. The probabilities of your nanosecond involve a cosmic identity crisis that is steeped in enormous complexity. You are now being challenged to completely re-evaluate who you are in relationship to the ever-expanding map of cosmic existence. It is important to understand that numerous extraterrestrial races have been interacting with Earth humanity and operating here on Earth for many, many more millennia than you can even imagine. Throughout the last few centuries, a myriad of highly unusual objects have been observed and discovered in the atmosphere and on the Earth, whose size, shape, material, and performance cannot be explained by the known laws of science. Due to the effects of the current acceleration, UFO activity has escalated to an all-time high, making it completely impossible for government and military establishments to continue the charade of ignoring or hiding or lying about what is happening in the heavens. A so-called official acknowledgement of the presence of intelligent life forms that share time and space with you is just around the corner. Once this occurs and celestial hands have been shaken with those of earthlings, the pace of change will speed up dramatically. As your life takes on an array of new complexities, you will be challenged to recognize the difference between genuine occurrences with extraterrestrials and stage-managed events and videos designed to deceive you, distract you, and fill you full of fear. A full acknowledgement of the extraterrestrial presence in humanity's history and current-day life will completely unravel society's traditional religious beliefs concerning your origins, among many other things. Humanity did not originate on Earth. And understanding the multi-layered, multi-dimensional complexities of this truth is of premier importance to the spiritual transformation of humanity at this time. For those still chained to the old 3D crumbling paradigm, where the mainstream mass hysteria media and the words of public officials are never doubted, it will become exceedingly more and more difficult and confusing to hold to their beliefs. Have compassion for them. Various mundane and cosmic forces are in a desperate battle for your attention because your attention represents where and how you focus your energy for creating the reality you encounter. If any message triggers fear in you, ignore it. If any message stirs feelings of love and compassion, pay more attention. The courage to fearlessly ask questions is at the core of your spiritual awakening as well. People have been clinging to various stages of denial for thousands of years. As a result of this inattentiveness to life and reality, a behind-the-scenes breeding ground for carrying out despicable deeds was easily fostered. Such behavior by your leaders is a symbol for society's denial to effectively deal with the truth, and by playing out exaggerated versions of lies and deceit, they test your abilities of discernment. By claiming your rightful ability to move your conscious awareness around the field of existence, you will experience direct knowledge and be able to tell the difference between truth and deceit. Look around with an open heart. And you must claim this ability of heightened discernment to reach beyond the confines of the 3D world, to understand the power of the forces that challenge you to awaken. Then you will not be deceived. The powers that challenge you are less than the powers of light and love, but they appear far more powerful, which is part of their illusion. In this free will universe, all things are allowed, and everything has a purpose, and cosmic karma is always in effect. The controlled mainstream mass hysteria media is used as a tool to pull your attention into a probable world that is devoid of vitality and creativity and filled with fear and loathing. By enticing your attention into a reality of violence and war, your thoughts and beliefs are conditioned to enslave you in victimhood and complete disempowerment. Will you choose pessimism or empowerment? Will you be browbeaten or make use of the new energy and soar to new heights of achievement? These 52 years of acceleration offer an opportunity to live a life of empowerment by developing your attention and conscious awareness to the extent that you can recognize the larger truths of your spiritual heritage and actively participate in co-creating a world that embraces this multidimensional cosmic inner standing. In direct opposition to the ever-increasing attempts to confound and control the public, the incoming cosmic energies balance the playing field by opening the floodgates of human awareness, deliberately stimulating you to pay closer attention to a new source of information stemming from deep inside, your own inner standing genie. Once this all-powerful genie is finally out of the bottle, newly realized psychic and intuitive abilities will help you quickly achieve new levels of personal empowerment and this will assist you in dealing with the spiritual dynamics and challenges of this transformation. With humanity's inner abilities strengthened and unleashed, the truth, on all levels, will be increasingly difficult to hide. As the veil of denial is whisked away, tremendous disclosures of hidden information will come to light, and all that was formerly secret will become more and more transparent. Do not be alarmed by these revelations, for your ability to deal with change on a conscious level and to effectively change the world through conscious choice is a sign of your empowerment. Judgment will disempower you. With everything moving at an ever-increasing pace, those entrained with and aligned to the awakening can achieve massive leaps in conscious awareness and learn how to manage humanity's newly unveiled mental, emotional, and intuitive capabilities. Eventually, it will be apparent that all forms of consciousness engaged within 3D reality are learning extremely valuable, if sometimes volatile, lessons concerning the effects and ramifications of playing with the power of these subtle energies. All forms of consciousness swim in a sea of subatomic particles that is in constant motion. These particles are differentiated by your conscious mind and selected for use at your discretion. Subatomic particles are actively engaged in building realities because they are in continuous contact with the entire field of existence. As the acceleration progresses and your solar system moves through new areas of your space, which you call the Age of Aquarius, you must personally incorporate the new dance of energy these areas provide. Many types of celestial activities will be pivotal in catapulting the collective awareness to new levels of inner standing by activating the codes of consciousness for restoring honor, dignity, purpose, and the sacredness of life. Many conscious life forms and entities that coexist with you in this same space, separated by the briefest flicker of dimension, are also involved in the transformation. The changes your world is experiencing are actually occurring subatomically, and one could say, with a bit of humor, that you are really just along for the ride. As a human being, you experience the changes in 3D reality. Yet, as you learn to integrate and incorporate more of this accelerated energy, you will invariably discover that what you are experiencing is also being played out in numerous layers of reality, involving a wide cast of characters. How you use your awareness and your attention will prove to be of utmost importance, for it will determine the version of the world you create. Part of your challenge during the transformation is to ride the wave of multidimensional acceleration and awareness, while learning to manage and direct your own awakening consciousness with clear intent by remaining grounded and empowered in your 3D reality. One of the most important aspects of the path of empowerment involves uncovering the true history of your planet. For you must understand who you are and where you have come from. While the cosmos is calling on you to participate as a citizen of the galaxy, to open your eyes to your stellar heritage, the global controllers and their non-physical puppet masters playing their part in the game, do their best to steer you away from seeing the truth. Before your incarnation here, You knew of the strange and unusual events that would transpire during this time of accelerated energy, this cosmic nanosecond, and you came here to participate in these life-changing events to make a difference. You chose to be reborn at this time for a very specific purpose and mission. The old adage of the glass being half empty or half full exemplifies what you are facing. For how you interpret what you see unfolding each day and the choices you make will determine your experience and energize a probable timeline. A natural part of the awakening process involves dealing with and finding answers to the seemingly endless flood of questions that arise from deep within. Questioning the framework of your personal and collective reality is actually a wise and healthy endeavor, to a point, because it unlocks the conditioned mindset used to exploit your understanding of life on Earth, as well as your place in the scheme of cosmic existence. A probing, questing mind always has a tremendous impact on the mass consciousness, and like seeds sown to the wind, there is no telling where your thoughts will land and take root once they are free from restraint. As the pace of life continues to quicken, a vista of reality is being revealed where the truth is indeed far greater than any fiction ever contrived. Even though the so-called official versions of reality are now being questioned, many people still harbor the illusion that the opening years of the 21st century are on the cutting edge of unprecedented technological achievement, a time and place in history where civilization has reached an apex of progress and sophistication far surpassing anything that has ever transpired. In actuality, history, as it has been taught and recorded, is a massive hoax and lie. Humanity has been conditioned to believe that educational institutions, and especially the sciences, strive to elevate the standard of life through the noble pursuit of new ideas and inventions. Yet this is hardly the case. Most of the life-liberating, worthy discoveries have been selectively hidden from the masses. Independent inventors are harassed or murdered when they explore alternative energy sources. Pioneers in the healthcare field are often threatened or murdered when they find inexpensive cures for diseases. And geologists, journalists, and archaeologists are particularly targeted when they present information that runs counter to the official versions of reality. Earth is far more ancient than anyone dare officially proclaim, and for billions of years, nature has remained the one constant factor. Modern humans are by no means the most sophisticated race your planet has ever seen, and humankind is not the first intelligent race in the solar system. Mystifying artifacts found on Earth and in space tell of ancient civilizations with advanced knowledge far earlier in time than present-day science is willing to admit or could even measure. There is abundant and intriguing evidence indicating that modern humanity is not at the top of the evolutionary ladder. Yet for millennia, only certain people have been privy to the secret that a wide variety of intelligent life forms have always shared Earth along with you. The evidence of truly grand engineering feats of the past, on Earth, on the Moon, and Mars, have yet to be revealed to the masses. And for those who work at controlling the truth, The job of hiding it is growing more and more stressful due to the acceleration of awareness. The controllers of your planet play the game very well by doing their best to make certain that you will not understand the mysteries of Earth. For millennia, they have succeeded in creating chaos in order to distract everyone from understanding and integrating the layers of lessons and the important achievements, the dramas of life and death, and the opportunities for spiritual growth that are the legacy of every human being. Earth also has a long and well-known history of tremendous geological upheavals in response to great stress on the natural environment. Even though there is no official recognition of prior intelligent life on Earth, many archaeological discoveries point to the existence of very ancient and advanced civilizations that were destroyed and wiped from the surface of the earth, leaving only tiny bits and pieces of their once thriving cultures. Myths and legends are a collective symbology used to convey a much larger relevance of truths. Stories from various world cultures refer to creator gods who were engaged in epic struggles between the forces of good and evil. In days long gone, civilizations of old misused the keys of higher knowledge in their development of advanced technologies. Due to their reckless disregard, extreme hubris, and exuberant foolishness, many of them experienced vast disruptions in the stability of Earth's ecosystems. At times, in the blink of an eye, entire civilizations disappeared as their reality buckled, lost shape, and collapsed. Such mind-boggling events induced a state of global shock, creating severe trauma, amnesia, and disassociation among both the living and the disincarnate. There were always some survivors who felt compelled to explore the haunting wisps of memory from past events. Over time, a few people would eventually integrate their memories of the disasters by daring to delve past the barriers that the mind naturally builds in response to severe trauma. Through great perseverance, they breached the mind's walls to recall the painful traumas that were stored in their cells as unresolved memories. By undertaking this difficult task, they relived the wisdom and folly of their ancestral selves. As the teachings and lessons of very ancient times were remembered, they were filled with awe, and their understanding of life was renewed. The people of old and the survivors of the great cataclysms shared their knowledge of the earth through oral teachings, the spoken word, through poems, through songs, through epic ballads and cave paintings that were more than mere entertainment. Many people were fully aware that a multidimensional sharing of reality was an ongoing and compelling aspect of life on Earth, and their tales emphasized the importance of understanding and recognizing the deeds of the wide stratification of intelligent life with which they shared time and space. Millions of years ago, and even billions of years ago, intelligent life forms were observing Earth from their places in the sky. Their celestial homes appeared as small mobile moons, slowly orbiting Earth and maintaining a constant surveillance. At various times, intelligent life lived far, far beneath the surface of the Earth. And sometimes entire civilizations chose to live underground, hiding from beings who roamed the heavens to hunt them down. Everything is a symbol and a metaphor for a certain expression of energy. And symbols and metaphors are as prolific in the field of existence as insects are on Earth. Nature is a metaphoric symbol for a system that supports and sustains your identity, and does so in cooperation with the celestial activities that continuously provide structure and meaning to earthly existence. In order to wake up and accept your personal power, you must be willing to emerge from denial and activate psychic sensitivities to discern truth from deceit. The storm of chaos that is disturbing your world is a symbol and a metaphor of your own awakening consciousness. Ride the waves, batten the hatches, weather the storm. In the past, humans collectively chose to close down their psychic intuition, and now they are paying the full price for this self-imposed ignorance. On Earth, the divinity of all nature presides at the core of all life, and a sense of its precise planning and impeccable order can be easily recognized by, for example, the mathematical eloquence embedded in nature's designs. The Fibonacci sequence, pi, all sacred geometry, are evidence of divinity. Far, far earlier than the most recent global upheavals, almost 12,000 years ago, people lived with respect for nature's order and used it to further their understanding of her mystical technology. At various times throughout the ages, Earth was honored as an ancestor of creation. And when she was recognized as a living being, call her Gaia if you will, there are innumerable names, her conscious awareness of all that transpired within and upon her and beyond her domain was shared with her numerous inhabitants who connected with her awareness. The most important aspect of this shared knowledge was that the precision of nature connected the smallest parts to the grandest of cosmic schemes. As above, so below, as within, so without, as in you, so in me. There was a time when secret societies were established for the guardianship of important ancient knowledge. These organizations were originally well-intentioned in their shared belief that preserving the knowledge of the past would be of tremendous value for the future. These societies felt that when people healed from the severe trauma of global catastrophe, they would be more fully capable of grasping the full and vast complexities of their legacy. The responsibility of caretaking secret information is a daunting task, and over time and through many tests of character, the guardians of ancient knowledge lost their way. Misusing their power, many of them became obsessed with hoarding, controlling, and withholding essential information from the masses. Repeating another cycle and another version of the game of life on Earth, most people abdicated their higher abilities to remember and to heal, and chose instead to live in fear with their self-imposed ignorance. The keepers of ancient information in secret societies eventually became the ruling elite, who used what they safeguarded for their own means. Additionally, they were used by disincarnate forces. By exerting control from behind the scenes, they distorted the truth by destroying or removing evidence of past civilizations. In time, various secret societies united in a conspiracy of silence and branched out into every arena of world culture to exert their covert influence on the patterns of progress. As deceit became their norm, they attracted further non-physical energies of a very manipulative nature who began to manipulate and control the secret societies. Let's call them the Darktilians. In modern times, the most valued tales of old, those that have regaled the rise and fall of many a unique civilization, have been gathered into the dustbins of myth and legend. Throughout the past 6,000 years, history was completely rewritten. Events from the past were purposefully changed, edited, homogenized, and largely deleted from the records. Occasionally, important knowledge was encrypted within certain texts to preserve a truth that was known only to a select few. Most often, however, the chroniclers of history were instructed by authority figures to embroider the records with falsehoods and only allude to the truth through allegory and metaphor. Today, with the pressure from the increasingly intense cosmic energies and the resulting rapid exchange of new ideas, these layers and layers of deception can no longer be maintained. They are breaking and flaking off and peeling away like old coats of paint. Dry and cracked old scales, revealing what has long been undercover. Military organizations are an example of highly compartmentalized secret societies. And those at the very top of the chain of command have a long history of applying ancient esoteric information and magical practices as standard operating procedures. Military organizations know the secrets of the land, the sea, and the sky, because their forces are always called upon to secure areas where unusual phenomenon or specific information is held. Modern military campaigns rely on satellite technology for providing the latest surveillance for activities beneath the Earth, on the Earth's surface, and in the heavens. Conducting a war has often been used as a cover for entering an area to plunder and destroy and or to steal records of the past and to traumatize people into forgetfulness. Wiping out history is a standard military procedure they've been using for thousands and thousands of years. Deep emotional experiences through the exploration of memory can open the doors to a unique state of awareness, expanding the mind to the presence of a greater innate intelligence. However, when both memories and emotional intelligence are attacked, the ability to link up to the higher mind is shut down, and in the absence of emotional morality, countless petty reasons for war can be devised. The rationale for war has always been based on the belief that right is might, and because so many people still carry ancient, unclaimed memories of severe trauma in their genes, they cannot remember the past and are therefore easily swayed by propaganda. War instigates unhealthy social chaos because it releases long-term emotional repression based on feelings of victimhood and disempowerment. Violence and hostility create the very intense negative energies of fear and when the frequency of fear runs rampant, the whole earth feels the collective stress. War has been used to entice humans into the practice of ritual sacrifice, with the earth herself serving unwittingly as the unholy altar. Time and again, people have been called forth to leave their homes and fight and die, shedding their blood for the official noble cause of the day, of the nation, or the religion. Thousands of years of conditioning have instilled the belief and pride that it is an honor to die for your country or your God. Of course, you should also indiscriminately murder for your country or your God. The furious turmoil of war is not constrained in time. It can explode into other dimensions with devastating force. The deaths and the destruction accompanying war have often been secretly used as an offering to the gods of old, as blood sacrifice to beings in other dimensions who are drawn here by their attraction to the pain-ridden chaos that wars serve and create. They eat fear. Your controllers are feeding their gods by your fear. Throughout time, violence and bloodshed have attracted many entities who require the dark energies of pain and confusion to hold liege over those humans who are now controlling your planet. In the game, the dark forces play their parts very well and are too powerful to be destroyed. They must be met and transformed through compassionate understanding of their purpose. From a higher view of understanding, it takes a highly evolved being to take on the role of an evil entity so as not to become indefinitely entrapped in the character. Your global controllers are actually important players in the game of freedom. They rule by psychological and spiritual manipulation because humanity refuses to confront its own collective fear and remembering of the past. Even with their control over humanity, the Darktilians are lonely and lacking in truth and lust and completely devoid of love. And the risk of entrapment remains ever present for them if they stay in too long. Symbols are tools for describing the abstract, to help your mind grasp the ungraspable, to anchor meaning into your reality. As the inner world is a reflection of the outer, and the outer is a reflection of the inner, what does war mean to you? Even though acts of war are praised in your society, the history and agenda of war on earth is always a battle over thinking that there is not enough. A lack of land, a lack of food, a lack of fuel, a lack of gold, or a lack of belief. Earth has been used as a portal and testing ground for war. Many entities are here on your planet to overcome their tendency to rape, torture, kill, and conquer. They are here to overcome the illusion of superiority. These lessons are not localized to Earth, dear soul. And the destruction of life is an issue that various forms of consciousness play out as part of the game of existence throughout the omniverse. You have the free will to do the same or decline. Every once in a while, when the field of existence is off balance, the system accelerates a bit and then rights itself. Part of humanity's learning curve involves understanding the pain and destruction of war and choosing to rise above it as a form of emotional expression. No one wins in war. It rips families apart and creates an endless loop of violence that is etched in the DNA and timelines of multidimensional histories. In a world with unlimited money for war, women make babies and raise them for the battlefield. How can success or purpose in life be based on rape, killing, pillage, and destruction? War is cancer to the soul, and the game of awareness calls upon humanity to now consciously recognize the futility of war and to lay to rest this particular form of emotional expression. Threats of war and the creation of illusory enemies serve to keep the masses under control by falsely arousing fearful emotions. Humanity's challenge is to understand the effects of war throughout time and the gridlocking of trauma that has ensued. You must learn to recognize the patterns and symbols that define your reality, and intuit a new understanding behind their apparent meaning. Remember, symbols and metaphors are a manifestation and an expression of energy. Pay no attention to the surface layer in order to get the greater hidden meaning. People of the earth must wake up rather than support the fraudulent intentions of all acts of war. There are really only a few humans who actually want to kill. Only a few are actually obsessed with destroying other humans. There are much more who want to live on earth in harmony and peace and abundance. Will you allow the wishes of the many or the few to control the world? Will the many create the world they want, or will the few continue to succeed with their desperate, despotic game plans to separate humanity and destroy life? At the end of the day, through their audacious acts and assaults on life, the few may well succeed in waking up the many to the value of freedom, the power of the mind, and the endurance of spirit. When an individual soul encounters shocking events, the mind instantly perceives the trauma, and a natural self-protecting mechanism of disassociation occurs. The normal state of conscious awareness often moves off to the side, shocked, shattered, and incapable of integrating and making sense of the new reality. Simultaneously, an alternate personality is naturally created and steps in, one that will hold and contain the trauma, and then eventually hide and suppress it. When the trauma is eventually handled in a sustaining, loving way, based on understanding the event, a bridge is built in the mind between the separate personality compartments. Eventually, the trauma can be integrated into the conscious system of beliefs and experiences. If, however, the trauma is repeated either through personal experience or even watching it on a screen, the state of disassociation grows. The greater the trauma, the greater the separation between the core self and all of the alternate fragments. This is why horror and war movies are so popular on your planet. We suggest you ignore them all. It is also very important to understand that the human body-mind complex is highly programmable when in a state of disassociation and trauma. In the face of such trauma, a person's consciousness vacates his or her body and is very reluctant to return. When you are disconnected from your conscious will, you become an unwitting participant in behavior modification and manipulation. Keep in mind that every single thing you ever watch on screen may contain subliminal messages. A purposefully designed reality of fear and chaos distracts your attention away from the massive spiritual awakening that defines this cosmic nanosecond. The trauma state has its gifts, however, and it can be integrated through honest discussion, through compassionate touch, through love, through good food, and conscious intent to understand the reasons why the trauma happened. It is crucial to know that all trauma can be a springboard to peace and freedom. Questioning is the difficult part. And as the whys grow, this is an excellent sign of personal empowerment. But you must get past the disempowering perspective of being a victim. In the cosmic sense, there is no such thing as a victim. When the lessons of the past are ignored, history repeats itself, playing out age-old dramas with maddening exactitude, only in different eras of time and with different players on stage. Everyone involved in war is traumatized when savage brutality overtakes the lives of even the most stable humans. Disassociation, or the separation of consciousness, is the inevitable result of trauma, and traumatized people often take lifelong vacations from their conscious awareness because of a deep reluctance to integrate their shockingly painful memories. Disassociative people can experience missing pieces of time, having no idea what comes over them. Trauma comes in many shapes and sizes and basically stems from encountering versions of reality that shock the senses. Trauma also ripples through the dimensions, and there are many restless, wandering spirits and hungry ghosts in need of being laid to rest. Extensive healing by both physical and non-physical beings continues to lift up the disassociated spirits of those who have died in tragic events. Many are returned to a place where they can understand their participation in traumatic events from a larger vista of awareness. Trauma jolts the mass psyche into supersensitive states of consciousness. Traumatic events can trigger supreme psychic abilities as well as physical strength, where a connection with the higher realms becomes a self-empowering tool for dealing with and resolving feelings of being a victim. Deception is an old tool that is only effective because you choose denial rather than facing the implications of what is obvious. Awareness is an all-empowering tool for recognizing the failure to acknowledge ignorance. You must learn to trust your feelings as well as your intuition, and then you will know when a truth or falsehood is presented. Unfortunately, many people never fully realize the disinformation that steers them away from seeing the bigger picture of reality. And that's fine. Eventually, all souls will ascend. How far must the lies and deceit proceed until humanity is willing to relinquish its denial? To understand the Earth School game, you must journey into the depths of your inner being, where you can reclaim your sensibilities from patterns tucked away in the ancient codes of your DNA. Never underestimate your own personal power to change the world, for as you emerge from denial, your probable choices dramatically increase. Remember to always ask yourself, why did I create this? What are my lessons? What are my gifts of opportunity? And what can I learn from this right now? As Pleiadians, our intent is to convey layers of information that will trigger memories stored deep inside you. Your cells are always exchanging information with the cosmos and with the earth and throughout layers of time and dimensions. We ask you to open yourself to explore Earth's mysteries. A substantial portion of the civilized world appears to be rapidly racing towards doom by investing in the beliefs of immense falsehoods. Earth is always alert and ever aware and works in great cooperation with the thought forms, the ideas and feelings that she receives. It is most important to have respect for yourself and respect for Earth, Mother Nature, Goddess Gaia, every single plant and every single animal on her. And even if you do not understand her many mysteries, spend some time with her, and she will reveal the ones you need to learn. No matter what you think is occurring, many more layers of purpose are always involved. Your greatest gift to the human legacy is the achievement of an open, questioning mind and an open heart, which is at home with the rapid reconsideration of reality, steadily redefining the course of human experience. The tendency of producing mass trauma to control people has been used for thousands of years. The fraudulent creation of enemies is an old ploy used to foster fear and to intentionally create instability in order to divide and conquer the natural brilliance that resides in each human being. Humankind is fast awakening to the challenging test of questioning the purpose of existence. And in many ways, the traumas and dramas that fill your world open the fast track to higher consciousness. When faced with chaos, turmoil, and sudden, shocking, and surprising change, the core of an individual's spiritual essence comes forward. It is well known that humans are invested with an indomitable spirit, that under auspicious circumstances it can be called forth to birth brilliant and remarkable accomplishments. Your spiritual brilliance is based upon a supreme connection with the prime creator of all that is. You are birthed from spirit, seeking to explore this reality during a time when the dark veil of ignorance is being lifted. And this is no easy task. You are to be acknowledged and applauded as a creator. All actions and the resulting events stem from a cooperation that involves many levels of reality and many dimensions. and recognizing that you are a multi-layered and multi-dimensional entity is the core challenge to living your destiny. World managers and cultural controllers have long understood that the human spirit is extremely powerful and complex, basically creative, and a peace-loving entity. Wars and violence must therefore be instigated through human agents who are often possessed by non-physical entities of a cunning and bloodthirsty nature. In other realms of existence, the invisible emotional frequencies that you so readily provide to them are read, felt, and understood, and controlled. These frequencies can be used in many capacities. In your world, you look at books and the written word as objects of information. However, from other avenues of reality, frequencies play a primary role and are seen as a tool of consciousness with form and purpose. When extreme fear is created en masse, the vibration is like a multitude of atomic detonations traveling into the various levels and layers of alternate realities. As is now widely recognized, there are certain entities who feed on the frequency of your fear and use it to control you. There has long been a plan by nefarious world controllers to herd the attention of all humanity into one probable timeline. Remember, when you abdicate your role of responsibility in creating your life, you create others who will control it for you. The deceitful mechanizations behind the events of, for example, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and September 11th, 2001, are an example of the classic ritual working of dark magic as an attempt to control and manage timelines, to distort it, and to make a trap, and to lead as many people as possible through the portal of fear by means of planned mass hysteria media programming. Events can always be orchestrated, however, the outcome cannot be predetermined, for the uncertainty principle always reigns, and in any moment, the freedom to choose freedom always exists. You are in a severe test to learn how to manage your energy. Will you buy fear? Will you believe what you are told in every newspaper and on every screen? Or will you pursue the quest to question by trusting yourself and trusting your feeling and trusting your heart and trusting your higher self? All around the globe, people are pressed to think for themselves, to believe in themselves, to consciously create their reality and anchor the energy of self-accountability and self-respectability onto the planet. This awakening is not about good against evil or light against dark. It embodies a fine cooperation of light and dark, playing with the energies of your world with infinite patience in order for you to learn and ascend. Each person on earth had prior knowledge of this era and chose to be reborn into this time for this momentous, unprecedented, and profound spiritual awakening. Bravo you! There are always cosmic rewards when consciousness moves from density to light, where matter is spiritualized, and where it is said that the human spirit arises to instigate a majestic ripple of inspiration and healing. This will ultimately transmit the frequency of heightened spiritual achievement throughout all of the corridors of time. Many attempts will be made by various physical and non-physical beings to control and lock time down in order to create fewer and fewer probable choices. The mass hysteria media plays out this control every day by producing the same fearful imagery and distorted ideas, intentionally programming your beliefs if you attend. You must learn to think for yourself. You are challenged to recognize the programming of fear that is designed to break down individual psychological and spiritual strength, to render you helpless and hopelessly confused. Look around. The choice is right there in front of you. And look around. Nature is all around you. The seasons change, and so must you. Be receptive to the truth. You must have the faith to believe that you are the director of your experience. And if you really pay attention, you will see that your world is safe by your own creation. You must have the courage to see a bigger picture of reality and anchor in new solutions. When you really believe in yourself, you will know that the frequency you broadcast is growing more powerful than any of the signals that satellites exude. Machinery will never be able to surpass the power of your innate spiritual biology. And you will learn to realize this great truth by exploring the deep nuances of who you really are. The great irony is that events of a traumatic and tragic nature often bring forth the best of the human spirit. Trauma is a many-faceted tool, and given that the game of awakening occurs in many realities, many intentions set the stage. You have agreed to be part of what you experience. Individual and collective dream states explore the various dramas and probabilities and offer the opportunities to work out reality before it happens. You always have choice. This is a free will universe at all times and all levels. If you seek to understand the many spiritual opportunities resulting from the events of this cosmic nanosecond, your consciousness will grow in awareness, as will your spirit grow in confidence. You must believe in the peaceful stability that you can provide for an awakening world through the intervention of compassionate benevolence in all lives and probabilities. What you call evil plays an important role, and you must learn to recognize it. By thanking it, it instantly becomes not evil. All too often, those in positions of control point their fingers at evil, yet in actuality they are really pointing to themselves. Many of your heroes and leaders will fall from grace as part of a necessary collapse of power. For all that is rotten and decayed will crumble. Betrayal and desperation are all around you, and so are honesty, love, and compassion. Turn your attention to the purpose of your heightened sensitivities and know the truth when you feel it. You must be willing to cherish and protect your children. Children will adjust according to their own personalities based on the truth that you share with them and the realities that you model. They may either relate or rebel against what you are modeling. Our advice is to always be truthful with your children, to explain to them in simple terms what is transpiring, and allow them to make their own choices about how to interpret it. Instill them with confidence that you are there for them and always will be. Give your children truth, love, responsibility, and rules. They need boundaries and guidelines. A bit of telepathy now and then can work wonders to get your intentions across. And let them know that you trust them and that they can trust you. Every parent is building a citizen for the world's future. Which world are you preparing your children for? We come through time and space to be here, to support you, to respect you, and to learn from you. Our intent is to explain the events of your world from a higher point of view, to bring you truth with grace. And even though some of these truths may be hard truths, they are worthy of consideration. We have embraced our multidimensional personalities. We exist in your world and ours, and many others simultaneously as well. We communicate and operate with various degrees of success in these different arenas, and we model for you your own multidimensional destiny. You are becoming multidimensional in awareness. And each day of these fleeting 52 years draws you closer to the truth of your multidimensional, cosmic, divine identity. What you do in the here and now affects an ancient karmic drama, one that has been stuck on repeat mode, playing again and again through the great cycles of existence and on countless planets. The same old trauma drama involves managing fear and violence purposefully told and sold with layers of lies. And for those who are able to see, those whose job it is to explain and explore and question, in order to uplift humankind, the truth is easy to recognize. We know, dear humanity, the world of peace exists and is waiting for you to co-create it. The way you can do this is through unconditional love, unconditional trust, and unconditional forgiveness. The only thing that needs to die is your shadow ego. This will involve some hard realizations along the road ahead, as well as a few great miracles of intervention. Even some actors of evil may be retiring their roles in an epiphany. Forgive them. A new realization that their part in the secrets of hurting and hiding is no longer required. These times are astounding, dear soul, riveting, pivotal, and outrageously filled with the opportunity of many lifetimes. And the greatest challenge you have is to eradicate fear from yourself and the planet. The fear-based vibrations from the human trauma have been sustaining non-physical entities for eons. Just call them the Darktilians. You can also call them the Dork Farces and the Farces of Dorkness. That helps because they're just playing a role. If they can laugh, it opens up their hearts as well. You must learn to value the dynamics of creation rather than fall prey to the mind management projects that characterize these times. With this in mind, focus your intent and connect with your heart to the Pleiades. Your heart is connected to the heart crystal core of planet Earth, Mother Nature, Goddess Gaia. It goes up to your sun and bounces off to the 7 suns of the Pleiades and on to the great central sun of the Milky Way galaxy. All of it is love. Even though you are a vibrating being of energy spanning many dimensions, you are primarily focused in the here and now on planet Earth to learn and grow and to make a difference. Our intention is to open the door to a new probability. Yet we cannot create your reality. Only you can create your world. We offer ideas, just as your newscasters do. And it is up to you to choose what to believe. Doom and gloom, or peace and love. Your journey on earth is part of your spiritual legacy. For death does not destroy consciousness. You continue to learn and grow and experience life in numerous cycles of time, endlessly. Part of living involves knowing how to die. You can learn to intentionally walk through your fear of the unknown and to use your will and intent to ride your consciousness into another reality, graciously leaving behind your physical form. Death is part of life. It's part of the game. It's not a random act. It is rather a timely agreement. And you have more power over your life and death than you can possibly realize. You must learn to interpret your reality from a multidimensional vista that is imbued with purpose and intention. Otherwise, you will be drawn into scenarios of disempowerment, continuing war, famine, illness, and any of the other magical ways you choose to disempower yourself. The choice everyone faces comes down to the selection of the frequency of fear or the frequency of love. Love is the fuel, and your greatest gift to the world is your own particular version of the love frequency. When you seek self-empowerment, you truly begin to live. It is wise to remember that you are here for reasons that will continue to be revealed, but that which your ego can never fully know. And just because you cannot see something does not mean it does not exist. Electricity, radio waves, microwaves, cosmic radiation, thoughts, and beings from other realities oftentimes exert strong influence on your life without you being the slightest bit aware of their existence. It takes courage to live in these times. It takes confidence, stamina, stability, and most definitely the love of self and the understanding that you chose to be here for some very good reasons. We ask you to make a difference, to contribute all that you can by consciously creating thoughts that will fortify and empower you to catch and ride the waves of new potential. Remember, choosing to take a risk is an essential aspect of living a life of freedom. To sleep and dream is to live. The dream state is pliable and flexible. Learn to use it in a more creative and empowering manner. Before you go to sleep, make clear intentions for what you want to create or resolve in your outer world. Intend to dream about whatever it is that you really want to manifest. Even though you may not remember your dreams, you can certainly dream with the intent of creating harmonious resolutions to all of your challenges. Sleep is crucial. And when sleep and dreams are disturbed for prolonged periods of time, you slide into a state of dullness and depression, with a loss of creativity, and you are easily controlled. Sleep deprivation has long been used as a tool to control the mind. You literally learn about physical reality from the dream state as you dream yourself into being. Keep in mind that when you wake up, you are still dreaming. Use the tools at hand to empower your reality. You have great freedom in the dream state to test out events and to check out various probable choices and outcomes for all events in your waking world. You are here to experience delight in what life has to offer, to contribute your unique ideas to the world and to bring forth personal excellence. Civilization is based on an agreement, and in this time of crossing the bridge from one world to another, you are called upon to offer your visions of harmony and cooperation to the world at large. Strive for noble values and live with honorable intentions. Power is always a test of character, so empower yourself with questions. Be responsible and act responsibly for your life, for this is the greatest contribution you can make to your civilization. Your response to any event or situation determines the outcome. You must allow yourself the inherent luxury of loving yourself by opening your heart and feeling gratitude for all you have created. In a sense, you must count your gifts and read the signs that are revealing the transformation of your consciousness. The very best way to deal with these times of accelerated energies is to get grounded and stable. Eliminate any distractions that are signs of escape and denial. And for stability of your attention, empty and clear your mind and then observe. You must be present and in your body in order to expand your capabilities. And you can begin by picturing all states of consciousness uniting in harmony as you create a frequency composed of your heart's desire to live in a safe, consciously inspired world. You must learn to live with the times, to adapt and to adjust your attitude by intending your path and proceeding with confidence and trust. You must identify destructive thinking and then change it. Fear destroys the imagination and numbs the body. You are here to restore peace and dignity to the human race, so you must value the homeland of your spirit by valuing both your inner and outer realities. True security stems from trust and confidence, as well as from strong and solid inner foundations of resolve, which is based on an emotional and spiritual understanding of life. Your inner security is your security in the outer world. The frequency of heart chakra unconditional love creates the space for joyful and safe, uplifting changes to occur. A calm, confident, and relaxed outlook goes a very long way towards creating solutions. When worry and tension are absent from your electromagnetic vibration, you can pass through any crisis with ease. Holding on to tension is like building a fortress around your mind. And when you create blockages, you close off your range of motion on many levels of reality. The life-enhancing solar energies and the vital force of cosmic radiation will not connect with your inner communication centers if you close down or collapse your energy field through fear. You must choose to recognize and then dispel your fears and develop the frequencies that will boost your mind into a more vigorous and awakened state by creating balance in your life. Use the power and beauty of nature, for they are natural remedies for a restless or troubled mind. An overexposure to electronic images and the printed word has suppressed the full capacities of human imagination, and returning to nature will rebalance and restore your innate sense of self. The sight and scent of flowers and the busy sound of buzzing bees and chirping birds will adjust your brainwave frequencies and balance your right and left hemispheres, so that you are in synchronization with the cosmic mind. Nature will not become obsolete or outdone by a scientific fanaticism bent upon capturing the souls and spirits of people by transforming them into robotic electronic beings. A reality built on the misuse of energy cannot sustain itself. Civilizations evolve and grow from the ideas that are fed into them, and you are a highly creative being, free to build any version of the world you want. The energies and events of your current era bring about changes and challenges that confront you with your innermost truths. Truths that make you claim who you really are. You are a divine, powerful being in the midst of changes that will bring out the best in the human spirit. And by changing the way you think of yourself, you will change the world. It is of the utmost importance for humanity to realize the ramifications of war. This is a very old issue that follows you through time, awaiting your enlightenment. Not only is war an unnecessary act, it is an abomination to your spiritual evolution and perpetuates another tedious round of living and dying with the fear of the truth. Everything is built first in the mind. Peace and love is the solution. And peace and love begins within. In order to have a world at peace, the people of the world must really desire peace and be willing to make the vibrational, necessary changes to create it. As you know, a very few can control the very many. However, it takes more than just a few to fix the masses. Your thoughts and intentions are greatly amplified when joined with others. To have an impact on your country and community that establishes world peace now, join with a group of like-minded individuals, once a month perhaps, at the new moon perhaps, a traditional time for planting and seeding reality. Customize your own respectful ceremonies and concentrate your energies and intentions for peace now. The forces of nature will feel your intentions as they ripple along the ley lines, the subtle energy paths that run across the surface of the earth. People once felt a kinship with nature and practiced their own natural magic all around the world, with telepathy and dreaming as their primary tools. You must learn a new level of respect for the power of your intentions to condition and objectify the space around you. You must wake up to the exquisite value of life. There are only a few humans who want to kill other humans. A few other entities who are obsessed with controlling and destroying the people of the earth. There are many who want Earth her people, and her creatures to live and thrive in peace and love. A world at war must invest time, intention, attention, and energy into manifesting the environment ripe for its destruction. A safe world is also an investment of energy and intent. Each person makes the choice. Knowing what you know and watching others make their choices will be one of the most difficult aspects of the transformation. You must allow other people to make the choices that they think are right for them. Judge not. You are here to participate, and you are also here to watch and witness all that transpires without judgment. How you process your emotions and the quality of the symphonies that you play on your 2-mile-long piano will determine the codes you are eventually able to release when you entrain with incoming energies. As energy continues to accelerate, and billions of people awaken from their slumber, the choice must be made by everyone to take a stand on the value of life. Recent readings of environmental indicators show that certain ecological factors that have been stable for the past 500,000 years have changed rapidly in just a few decades. The looming issue of planetary ecological disaster is a direct reflection of the state of human consciousness. The outer world mirrors the inner domain. You are the environment, and therefore you must evolve your awareness and value yourself. Value your Mother Earth, all life on it, and your place in the omniverse. You are here on Earth to heal the wounds of trauma, fear, and separation that have accumulated in the human gene pool over the last 500,000 years. As computers speed up and perform more functions by handling more data per second, they actually mimic neurological, cellular, and genetic developments simultaneously occurring with humankind. A blossoming is taking place in the minds and hearts of humanity, and you are called upon to recognize your place in the great scheme of creation by expanding your awareness and exploring the unusual and unlimited spiritual opportunities that distinguish these times. Your contributions are required. Establish a firm and clear foundation of moral excellence and strive for the highest of ethical principles and virtues. You can make a worthwhile contribution to the planet by opening your heart and mind and using your inherent gifts to create a safe, loving, and peaceful world where all life is valued and treasured. Every act of kindness and consideration changes and enhances the course of life. So live with a deeper passion for who you are and accord yourself and others the respect you all deserve. The cosmic creation consciousness mind is built on a generosity that allows you to choose the experience of creation or destruction, integration or fragmentation that you wish to choose in every moment. Being a creator or a victim, the choice is yours. There's no judgment on that choice. Trust that a benevolent, higher power supports and sustains your world and everything that happens in it. This is a nameless and unnameable source of energy that requires no worship or sacrifice or killing to share its power with you. A much larger plan within a much larger plan is unfolding in the cosmos, and the seeds have been planted by everyone on Earth. Even though your human brain wave technology is naturally equipped for enhanced awareness, Even though your human brain waves are naturally equipped for enhanced awareness, you must choose to use it. An integrated, well-balanced mind vibrates at a frequency that is immune to negative influences. The purveyors of tyranny and fear play a noteworthy role in this game. They are shaking your reality to its core and gifting you with a loud wake-up call. By threatening your security and survival, the empire of the day acts as a stimulus to compel you to create new frequencies of self-empowerment. A new civil disobedience is steadily stirring the realm of the human mind. And being that necessity is the mother of invention, the results of this great awakening can catapult the human spirit into the vast and gracious horizons of compassion, creativity, and illustrious spiritual growth. Once again, the choice is yours. The more you choose the staple of spiritual power, the greater your contribution is towards stabilizing the planet. The purpose of our intersection with your reality is to direct you toward your own internal power, a force that has been overshadowed, ignored, distrusted, imprisoned, and even faulted for being evil. Your inner power exists as an inalienable right of consciousness. It is a tool for living and affecting the world you encounter. Any spiritual awakening is challenging because a reinterpretation of reality is always involved. You must summon your courage in order to emerge from denial. For only then will you know and realize how interconnected you already are. As you take charge of your life energies, consider the following proclamation with great care. For these words exemplify the concept of conditioning your life with an attitude of cultivated trust. Repeat after us. I am a creator. I am here to create a safe and bountiful life. By vibration and frequency, I choose to be healthy, productive, and wise. I have great gratitude for my abilities to recognize that thoughts create realities. I can create a frequency that supports a safe and probable world. I walk through life with the clear, conscious intent of creating peace and love. I am safe. I am guided. I love and trust my body. My cells are precognitive. I am a co-creator of the multiverse. I am a precious entity. I will always be in the right place at the right time. Everything that happens to me is for my highest good. All of this I know, and for this I am most grateful. By availing yourself to a greater sense of personal empowerment, you will discover the exalted state of all power, which is the power to heal. Your greatest realizations, to be carried over from this life into the next, will invariably be about the healing power of love and forgiveness. In all its many splendors, the exaltation of love is the ability to see the point, the purpose, and significance of all life's events, to willingly transcend and release worn-out patterns of perception and the beliefs that lock them in place with forgiveness. Once you come to a true understanding of the power of love, you can safely venture into areas of both physical and non-physical reality in need of cleansing and healing. Throughout the globe, areas that are dank and decayed and in need of rehabilitation are symbols of energy mirroring the inner world of feelings and beliefs. Those areas within the genes that carry ancestral wounds of victimhood and despair. The cycle of consciousness involved in this healing along the lines of time encompasses the past 500,000 years in your terms, a time when the influx of energy changed the game plan of Goddess Gaia, Mother Nature, planet Earth. The game itself is an ancient cooperative venture, played to express a living art form of creativity. And as games and good dramas are enacted, antagonists and protagonists can be relied upon to provide plenty of mischievous action. Many of your ancestors developed and used their abilities to see beyond the linear assumptions that modern people embrace as the only interpretation of time and space. All time is simultaneous, and many forms of intelligence view your now and interact with you and your world by focusing their attention in your direction. They are attracted to this cosmic nanosecond because times of accelerated energy hold the opportunity for the frequencies of disempowerment to be healed. Experiences can be reinterpreted and understood from a viewpoint outside of time. And once you really grasp that you are a multidimensional creator, you will see that there is a point and purpose to life that ripples far beyond the current age. Once you are able to open to this knowledge, your new wisdom will bring out the best of your abilities. And once you are able to see a bigger picture of reality, you can release the rigid thought forms of victimhood and the feelings of powerness and fear that hold you and your genetic line captive. You are not a captive, and you never were, but it was important to pretend you were for quite some time. That time is over now. Your ancestors are also in the game, playing from their own perspective, and many of them are in deep accord with your desire to expand your awareness into the realms of other realities. Many dimensions of consciousness are connecting to work together to free the human spirit. When the focus of your energy is mentally alert and trustingly heartfelt, great balance is established within your field. Even though living in trust requires a major shift in consciousness, you know that even seeming adversity offers opportunity to grow in spiritual awareness. And when you develop deep gratitude for all of life, then you really move forward in the game, clearing many levels simultaneously. You will also realize that through you, others play the game as well. We Pleiadians have come to Earth to play the game that is played throughout existence, through you. As time unfolds and the plot thickens, the importance of each player will become more apparent. It is also important for you to know that there is no such thing as a non-player character. That is a false belief of the dork farces. All life is sacred. Everything that exists is sacred, holy, and divine. Eventually, everyone must take a bow of acknowledgement for participating in this cosmic nanosecond and for giving a stupendously memorable performance, no matter what costume they wore. Within the game, the greatest victory and ultimate achievement is to feel the power of love within all creation by transcending fear without annihilating its purpose. To immerse yourself in physicality and to explore the depths of emotions, to at times feel wounded and powerless, and then to emerge from these feelings and engage your consciousness and see the point and purpose to the patterns of life, to recognize and apply your power to change reality. Now that is playing the game. At the dawn of the third millennium, your place in the multiverse is still a great mystery. The choice to create a probability and timeline that is sustaining to your growth as a spiritual being is always present and always awaiting your selection. Choose to co-create your highest timeline. To consciously create what you want, remember to relax, focus your attention on your intentions, and trust in your inner power. If you can remember to apply this teaching, intention, expectation, action, and results, you will be thought of many years from now as a pioneer of the third millennium, a pioneer of the power of love, a pioneer of consciousness, and ultimately as a pioneer of the people. In your era, your time on earth is not about the building of massive monuments for prosperity to ponder. The potential of your civilization's greatness lies with something much more ephemeral and esoteric. It has to do with using your mind to build frequencies of awareness that will dismantle the shroud of ignorance and illusion that controls humanity. You are one human family, desperately in need of peacemakers who have reverence for the sanctity of all life. Each thought and feeling carries its own unique vibrational signature, and to liberate yourself by exploring the depths of your emotional intelligence is an act that requires great courage and compassion. You are challenged to reconsider the story of Earth by elevating yourself out of ignorance, and by uniting with the people of Earth as they awaken from a long, solemn slumber. Peacefully applying your emotional intelligence towards respecting the intelligence of Goddess Gaia, Mother Nature, planet Earth, and accepting accountability for becoming fully informed of humans' legacy are now of the utmost priority. The awakening of consciousness is unstoppable. You must value the life you are living. You are highly adaptable and well prepared on many levels of reality to deal with your chosen probabilities and future timelines. You must gather the courage to believe in your inner strength. Pay attention and focus your attention, and your mind, body, and the subatomic levels of your spirit will start to gather new intelligence. Remember, the sounds, sights, and scents of nature create hemispheric balance between the right and left sides of the brain, allowing you to tune in to what is occurring with greater precision and clarity. When you balance your body and mind, you can integrate the new fields of energy that carry codes of consciousness for navigating this huge transformation. You are here to restore dignity and full operability to the code-reading device that you call the human body. With everything speeding up, we remind you once again that everything is a dance of energy, a swirling sea of subatomic particles that can be differentiated to become symbols of energy used to qualify the field for creative expression. At whatever level you are playing this game, it is about learning how to swim in symbols used to explain, explore, and differentiate the field of existence in cooperation with other versions and interpretations of reality and other versions of you. And your species' development involves direct learning through your experience of nature. Ultimately, you are responsible for your own experience through what you create. When people pay more attention to nature and care for the earth rather than obsessing on war and financial portfolios, you will know the transition to greater awareness has truly taken hold. The land must be loved into vitality, and nature must be recognized and cherished as an intelligently designed, interactive system of information that connects you to layers upon layers of multidimensional realities. The use of poisons, toxic substances, explosives, and harmful chemicals to destroy what you do not understand is another stage of denial that disavows the inherent meaning of life. Plants and insects are very cooperative once you learn to focus your attention and communicate with them. Spend more of your time in nature. Turn off the air conditioning and open the windows. Notice how the creatures keep the energy moving with their bustling activities. Immerse yourself in the sounds, sights, scents, and tastes that nature offers. Take long walks. Sleep on the ground for a change, and gather with friends and loved ones to watch the stars and sing around the campfire and drum to the full moon. Slow down and sit with the trees. Spend leisurely afternoons in the meadows or on the beach. Climb the hills to meet the rarefied energies. Swim in the rivers and the oceans, and savor the sweet sensations of nature's intelligence. Use your attention to focus on the dance of subtle energy. Remember, when you do not focus your attention with your own volition, others will grab it for a roller coaster ride through their own version of reality. Each year, the summer solstice sun takes you to the peak of perceptual attunement. Tune in by paying attention and then placing your attention in nature. New energy is coming in, and you certainly do not want to miss the latest news from the sun. Use your power to create a safe and nurturing version of reality, calling forth a civilization that rapidly accepts responsibility for the spiritual duty to uphold the standards of decent living. Intend to keep yourself healthy, wealthy, and wise. Be rested and rejuvenated, relaxed, and personally accountable for your own well-being. The power to live well and prosper is yours for creating. So plant the seeds of heightened intelligence, creativity, courage, and gracious change in the garden of your mind. And when you feel your ancestors stirring in your blood, when propensities and programs of old that need healing appear in your reality, in dreams or musings, remember why you are here. Remember you chose to be reborn to heal. And use your will and your clear intent to understand with compassion the perceptions and experiences that have been passed on to you. Respect other people's right to carry the pain they choose in order to find the truth of their sorrow. Every experience is based on choice with a distinct purpose. This acknowledgement can set you free because it is only judgment and fear that create the chains that bind you. And if you can understand that fears are for you to deal with and to heal, then the story of this cosmic nanosecond will later be told as a momentous, mindful victory. Look to the magic of these times by understanding the history of your world in a new light. Question and question again, and then pay attention to see what patterns of behavior and beliefs come forward. And when you encounter a challenge that appears to be more than you can solve, turn your problem over to a higher power. Ask for guidance. Ask for all the assistance you require. The cosmic mind sees and knows the way to many solutions. And when you acknowledge this aspect of your reality, you fling open the gates to the inner worlds of the higher mind. A vast intelligence, far beyond your current definitions of God, fills the invisible realms of existence. Cosmic creation consciousness intelligence is watching and waiting for you to wake up to this new horizon of reality. Humanity is preparing to redefine the invisible world beyond the arguments and limitations of science and religion. And prior to the unveiling of this new insight, many cumbersome and worn-out structures and ideas must be removed or repurposed. Cosmic energies deliver blueprints of possibilities and timelines that penetrate the greater mind and seep into your cells to actualize and activate codes of knowledge deep inside your genetic patterns. Your DNA is sacred, holy, and divine. It exists to carry divine consciousness into physicality. Even though you cannot see the multitudes of radio waves running through the air, you have come to rely on their presence because of the modern developments of technology. Similarly, Intense cosmic waveforms, which occupy various subtle locations on the light spectrum band, have a far more powerful effect on you in your world than all of your broadcasts combined. Energies from the galactic center are playing the most important role throughout these 52 years of human development. In 2039, the culmination of the nanosecond occurs with the winter solstice sun making an alignment with the center of the Milky Way galaxy, which is over 30,000 light years away from Earth. The sun will rise on December 21st to conjunct the intersection with the Milky Way and the plane of the ecliptic, completing a 26,000-year precessional cycle. This event will be like a long-awaited homecoming, a recognition to your deepest roots as a spiritual being. You will be recharged and revitalized with an unbounded creativity from the womb of the mother, and you shall know the truth of your origins. And as the years unfold on the way to this auspicious reunion, your solar system will become increasingly active in preparation for this big event. Many, many entities from extraterrestrial origin are gathering to participate and observe. Once again, it is time to connect the dots. The answer to life's complexities is to be able to laugh. For when you can laugh, you free yourself from victimhood and the chains of disempowerment that the farces of darkness have been trying to hold you down with. You see, the dork farces, the dark t-shirts, the darktilians are actually playing the same game with you, but they already know the outcome. They know peace will reign on earth, but they also know they had to play the bad guys for quite some time. So let them off the hook. Let yourself off the hook. Unconditional love, unconditional trust, and unconditional forgiveness clears the game board. Move up a level. It's fun. It is also worth it to remain in wonder, for the state of wonder opens and unravels reality and information. Beliefs create reality and lock it down into a preconceived box. They are magical constructs created in your mind, energized in your imagination, and fueled by your beliefs. Beliefs are the invisible building blocks, the conditions around which you agree to interact with reality. In this regard, your civilization, like every other in existence, must learn to trace the subtle workings of how beliefs become reality in order to understand the mysteries of the multiverse. So what is your game plan? What will you do with your power to create a new world? What will you choose to believe? Remember, how you see and interpret the events of your times will determine the version of the world in which you find yourself playing the game. It may appear that there is only one version of the world, yet that too is an illusion. Probabilities are as common as grass on the ground. They spring forth from the decisions based on your thoughts, feelings, desires, and emotions. The reality you create may not be the same as that of your neighbor, even though you live on the same street. Reality is tricky, and so is creating it, and power is trickiest of all. Power, dear friend, cannot be avoided. Power is, and you and power are part of all that is. Therefore, you are power. The question is, how will you deal with your power? There are no limits to your creativity. Your challenge is to overcome your fear of becoming a powerful being. We are here to teach you how to navigate reality, to provide new metaphors for your evolving consciousness, so that you can effectively create on the multidimensional game board of existence. We offer you a map for your spiritual development, one that will build confidence and personal empowerment, so you get the best miles per galaxy while living in these times. And when the cosmic nanosecond is over, you cannot look back and say, "I wish someone would have told me what was going on." We are telling you now, and we have been telling you for a very long time. The game of existence is the game of life, the game of awareness, the game of consciousness, the game of energy, and the game of freedom. Each version involves using your creativity to navigate the immense changes that this cosmic nanosecond provides. We salute your courage for choosing to live during this time of transformation. We ask you to look deep inside and discover your brilliance, for the indomitable human spirit is patiently awaiting your attention. We encourage you to go forward and to change your life with grace and ease. We advise you to take the risk to love and be loved. And as you build the version of the world you most desire, we extend our most sincere, sustaining support. We urge you to dream wisely and to find the future you most desire, to anchor it into your heart, knowing the path is chosen. Accepting accountability for your life is your first and most essential act of empowerment. You cannot grow in awareness if you are full of conditions and reasons why you cannot attain whatever you desire. Excuses, excuses, excuses. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. Boring. Developing a stance of personal responsibility will open all the doors to healing old wounds and energies that have been blocked in the flow of human development. There are many ways of perceiving life, and how you interpret the world depends, of course, on what you choose to believe. As new truths unravel, ask questions. Your task is to activate the higher mind, to liberate yourself from the tyranny of fear, and to value and understand your human sensitivities and understand your abilities. Remember, when everyone is staring off in the same direction, be sure to turn around and glance over your shoulder to see what else is happening. Using your abilities to create a new probable world and timeline is the name of the game. All realities are occurring. Destruction or regeneration is merely a choice. You can have whatever you want. Your thoughts, dreams, and intentions alter the structure of reality. So which program do you choose to create? As always, it is with great pleasure that we create the opportunity to share ideas and energies with you and your world, to bring you a bit of inspiration and upliftment, perhaps, in these times of stupendous, chaotic transformation. Dear friend and brethren, this is a time of great choosing in thought, word, emotion, and deed. And for our final words of wisdom, we advise you to choose your possible timeline wisely and stand by your dream. May your path of choice always lead to very pleasant journeys.